I participated in a live dating reality show. When asked who the big grievance at the top of my WeChat was, I calmly replied, "Oh, it's my secondary account. Don't worry about it." The next second, the big grievance exploded. Laughs to death. "You're really pretending a lot. Dare you open your moments and show them? You went on a dating show out of pique. Are you trying to hook up with men?" Reply to my messages. Can't free your hands? Whose hand are you holding? I tell you, men are all bad things. Except me. I can't stand it. You actually found ugly men to anger me. Look at that peach blossom-eyed guy next to you. He's leering. What's he looking at? That singer. Is he half as handsome as me? Okay. That's it. If I say more, it'll seem cheap. I understand. I get it all. I am option E. I am plan B. Just pretending. I hate that I'm a good person. I didn't mess you up completely last night. Damn it. I can't stand it anymore. I'll punch and explode the earth. The next second, a video call came in. The director team who was looking for excitement immediately answered it. The top-tier movie star was crawling in a dark and distorted way on the other side of the screen. No one is allowed to choose her. I want to claim her and take her home right now. I am a small and unknown celebrity in the entertainment industry who lies flat. Usually, I take on some small productions to make a living. The company said they had accepted a dating reality show for me. I just need to maintain my usual lying flat attitude and set off the charm and grace of the movie queen. I agreed immediately. Instead of rotting in bed, it's better to lie down on the variety show and rot while making money. 2 After filming started, the movie queen continued to exude charm and charmed the male guests. Everything went smoothly. As long as I finish recording this last, be honest with each other session, I can leave. I happily handed in my phone. Hurry up. Hurry up. I want to eat spicy crayfish tonight. The program team incredulously flipped through my phone 3 times. Boring. Really boring. There's nothing. It's even emptier than an Apple prototype. But for the sake of the program effect, they still decided to ask a question casually. So the director casually pointed to the big grievance at the top of my WeChat. Who is this big grievance? The big grievance is my childhood friend Yancy, the youngest double award-winning movie star. According to the gossipy nature of this program team, if I tell the truth, they will definitely figure out me and Yancy's ancestors for 3 generations today. By then, the crayfish would have been sold out long ago. So after hesitating for 3 seconds, I said, "Oh, it's my secondary account. Don't worry about it." The gossipy light that had just been ignited by the program team was extinguished by me. Well, then, today's live broadcast ends here. The director team handed me my phone while saying the closing remarks. Just when I was about to put my phone in my pocket, a new message notification sounded suddenly. 3 The director team. Who smelled the news? Opened my phone with lightning speed. The big grievance was constantly sending me messages. Secondary account? What secondary account? Laughs to death. You're really pretending a lot. Dare you open your moments and show them? You went on a dating show out of pique. Are you trying to hook up with men? I was stunned. This guy rarely sends me a WeChat message in half a year. Because we lived opposite each other since we were kids, we would just shout if there was something. When he finally sends a few messages, he really doesn't pick a good time. Does he? I was already 1 foot on the way off work, and was pulled back again. So annoying. I tried to take back my phone, but the director team had long separated me and my phone by 3 layers inside and 3 layers outside. I watched the new messages from the projection screen set up by the program team, and a silly and funny atmosphere came over. Reply to my messages. Can't free your hands? Whose hand are you holding? I tell you, men are all bad things. Except me. I can't stand it. You actually found ugly men to anger me. Look at that peach blossom-eyed guy next to you. He's leering. What's he looking at? And that singer. Is he half as handsome as me? Okay. That's it. If I say more, it'll seem cheap. I understand. I get it all. I am option E. I am plan B. Just pretending. Okay. If it's because it was too intense last night, then I apologize to you. I promise I will never be so fierce again. Isn't this okay? If I'm any weaker, it won't work. It's about a man's dignity. Me. Last night, my cat and his dog had a fight. The dog was injured and angrily sat on my cat climbing frame and broke it. I angrily went to find Yancy, who had just finished work. But he pulled out a naughty smile. It's not completely broken yet. Is it? But I'll buy you a new one. My wink eye doesn't fight girls anyway. Being scratched like this by your Mimi. Can't he vent his anger on the cat climbing frame? You don't understand. This is a man's dignity. I can't give in anymore. Our wink eye is a boy. Why does it sound so strange when he says it again today? But thankfully, neither the avatar nor the nickname shows any trace of Yancy. Otherwise, his cold and aloof movie star persona would collapse. However, Yancy's mental state doesn't seem very stable. Still not replying to messages? You are so excessive. Whew. Other men are really stinky. Believe me. I hate that I'm a good person. I didn't mess you up completely last night. Damn it. I can't stand it anymore. I'll punch and explode the earth. Words could no longer express his emotions. He chose to make a video call. I was so scared that my heart almost stopped beating. A few years ago, a female celebrity tried to tie herself to Yancy for publicity, and was directly forced to quit the entertainment industry by his fans. Goodness. If everyone sees his face and connects it with those strange words above, will I still have a way to live? I'm afraid that if I'm reduced to begging due to being chased by his fans, I'll even be kicked by dogs. Thinking of the miserable scene of lying flat under a flyover after losing my job, I shivered directly. Seeing me frozen in place, the director team happily handed me the phone. I resignedly closed my eyes. Tomorrow's hot searches appeared in my mind. Surprise! The double award-winning movie star is actually the big grievance. Yancy, men are all bad things. Yancy, too intense. Yancy, man's dignity. For I took a deep breath and answered the video call. Yancy's handsome face immediately appeared on the big screen. Under his deep and mixed-race eyebrows are a delicate and tall nose. A few strands of broken hair are scattered on his forehead. Despite the beauty in front of us, the scene fell into an eerie silence. Yes, the director team had thought of countless possibilities. The person on the other side could be my stepmother, my agent, or the male model I hired. Even if it was Trump, it wouldn't be Yancy. Because since his debut, he has issued a statement that he will not fall in love, not participate in variety shows, and focus on acting. Coupled with his poker face off stage and an aura of keeping strangers away, few people will take the initiative to approach and get rebuffed. I quietly exposed the staff members in the camera and winked at him. Hang up the video quickly. He nodded knowingly. But the next second, his mournful accusation spread to every corner of the scene. Bad woman. You don't come home even when it's dark. What should I and the 2 children do? When I came back from work today, the kids were meowing hungrily. Please, feed the kids before you leave. I was choked up. How else would a cat meow? The aunt at home just put out food 20 minutes ago. This guy is purely trying to act me out. Me, shut up quickly. He immediately got down on the ground and crawled in a dark and distorted way. Why are you scolding me? Don't you know I'm very fragile? Don't you know that one word from you can shatter my last defense? You don't know anything. You only care about yourself. Just like you don't care about my crazy, desperate, and broken mood. Fine. I'll leave. I'll make you live in guilt for the rest of your life. The sound of the video call being hung up rang out. After a few seconds of silence, the barrage exploded. Yancy, the big grievance, is actually Yancy. Forgive me for laughing immorally. The movie star is really pitiful. He has to work and take care of kids. Why is he pitiful? There are many women who work and take care of kids. Cunning and decided movie star, cold and aloof salted fish in the entertainment industry. I'll ship it first. So handsome but still being cheated on. Go back and bring home the 3 male models my wife ordered yesterday. 6. Joshua is so unknown but still works so hard. I'm really crying. Yancy is so manly. I love it so much. Me, loving everything will only harm you. 3 minutes later. Yancy V, betrayed by my childhood sweetheart. The unfilial son is extremely difficult to me. My numerous acts of tolerance only repeated harm. This time, I must take back everything that belongs to me. Watch my revenge plan live this Thursday night. 5. Director Wambergo Yu is extremely excited. When there was a lack of a cannon fodder for the dating show, I chose you at first sight. I didn't expect to choose a god of wealth for myself. Huh? You'd better have a good reason. Brother Ergo Yu asked me to definitely continue participating in the variety show. I wanted to refuse. But he offered too much. The popularity of the dating show continued to rise. And the director team directly made a major overhaul. Only me and the movie queen Sunny were left in the original guest lineup. In addition, the little white flower Zhangji was invited. Among the male guests. In addition to Yancy, the ceiling of the Uncle Serpil's efferent, the little milk dog idol Leo were also invited. Time came to Thursday. The theme of that night was masked ball. The program team tweeted, after wearing a mask, "Please release yourself freely. There will always be someone who will pay for your true self." Yancy Vera posted, "I bet 3 packs of spicy strips. My wife will wear a black dress tonight." I silently put down the black dress in my hand. Sunny V commented, "If I wear a black dress, can I be your wife?" Sunny's brave flight, woo woo. My daughter is brave in chasing love. I'm really crying. Sunny and Mountain CP is the best, after half a year. Are the movie queen and movie star finally going to be together again? Nameless hero, are you guys okay? The movie star is on the show to chase his wife. Okay. Falling in love with Sunny, Joshua is so unknown. Does she deserve the movie star? In the end, the program team uniformly arranged the outfits. I changed my usual style, and put on a light fragrant pear yellow deep V-strappy dress. Gardenia was still wearing a white cotton and linen long dress. Sunny wore a little black dress in Hepburn style. That was the same style I wore when I participated in an event half a year ago, and it was quite popular at that time. Sunny and I have similar figures. With her hair up. From the back. The two of them look 7 points alike. Under the mask. I narrowed my eyes. Wan Ergo Yu. Your mind is not as simple as your name. 6. After the ball started. Gardenia and Leo, the 2 young people, were having a great time playing in the round hall. Sunny was waiting for her chance. I went to the place with the fewest people and found a sofa to lie down. That stingy Wan Ergo Yu. These broken shoes gave me 3 big blood blisters on my feet. Just as I took off my high heels, a painful sound suddenly came from behind the sofa. Zephyr rubbed the bump on his head and walked out of the shadows with an unfriendly expression. Holding the high heels, I pressed the electronic wood and fish vigorously, praying that he wouldn't hit me. There was no way. The sickly and petty uncle he played in his last drama was too realistic. Especially the scene where he trapped the female lead in the office secret room full of people and played poker in front of the male lead. It was both sultry and fierce. I watched the edited clips on Bilibili all night long for 66 and 74 times before I could barely heal. At this moment, he just happened to be wearing that popular gray suit. The classic line of the female lead blurted out of my mouth. "Little uncle. Let me go. I won't make mistakes again." After realizing what I had said, I raised my hand and slapped myself twice and said with an embarrassed smile, "Look at my mouth. I say everything." The barrage was full of joy. Laughs to death. Joshua is so real. Uncle surpasses me. She has a husband but I don't. Uncle surpasses me. I have their husbands. Uncle surpasses me. Uncle is my husband. He was stunned for a moment and then burst out laughing. I'm actually only 2 years older than you. How can I have such a cheap niece? At the same time, music suddenly started playing in the ballroom, with a smile still on his face. He extended his hand to me. Big niece. May I? This is unfair. The little uncle who commits murder and arson but gets rich actually smiles so sweetly at me. Who can resist this? I nodded hurriedly. Zephyr squatted down and motioned for me to stretch out my foot. It will be inconvenient for you to wear a skirt. I looked down. Damn Wang ergo you. Do you want to open the slit up to the belly button? So my old face flushed. No. It's not appropriate. If it's not appropriate, then it's not appropriate. After I put on the high heels. This foot is wet and smelly. We are uncle and niece. Not to mention uncle and niece. Even if my own mother came, she would have to back off. Me. You better not mean it in the way in the TV drama. Underwear is flying everywhere in the live broadcast room. Holding the ankle and so on. So sultry. These two are also so sweet. There's the taste of Wang Jia, Chi and Mr. Yi. Uncle pinch mine. I also have ankles. Uncle pinch mine. She has a husband but I don't. Husband surpasses me. We were deadlocked and almost the end of a song. So I made up my mind and turned around and wiped my old sweaty feet on my skirt 3 times vigorously. Suddenly, a loud shout rang out. Wait. I turned around in surprise. A big black foot stuck out first into Zephyr's hand, continuously emitting white smoke. It was obvious that it had been stuffy in the leather shoes for a long time. Yancy shyly wriggled his body. Little uncle, wear mine first. Me. Sonny. Zephyr. Zephyr's brain crashed. Holding that foot in his hand, he was in a dilemma. He could only utter a meaningless single syllable. You. Just like the fat emperor who was about to be poisoned and to death by Zen Zen and was so angry that he was about to die on the bed in the end. So mean. Zephyr, are you being presumptuous? I can't close my eyes. Once I close my eyes, it's that big black foot. 50 years later, when Zephyr recalls today, he can't help but beat his chest and stamp his feet. Stinky. So stinky. Just wanted to flirt with a girl. Didn't want to risk his life. 7 Zephyr was written all over with the 3 big characters. I'm dirty. He mechanically asked the staff for a pack of disinfectant wipes and wiped his hands vigorously. Sunny came up to smooth things over. Brother Yang Shan. The song is almost over. Let's dance. Yancy screamed and dodged her. What are you doing? Don't you know that men and women should not touch each other? In ancient times, you would be caught and put in a pig cage. Sunny, wearing the same outfit that was 70% similar to mine, was on the verge of tears. I just wanted to invite you to dance. She went up and tried to hold on to his corner of his clothes. Yansai immediately slapped her hand away. You imposter. Do you want to get me expelled from the Male Virtue College? Go away. My first dance is for Joshua. Then he grabbed a soft pillow and threw it at me. Husband. Say something. Please stop acting. As a movie queen, Sunny had never been treated like this. If her glare could kill, I would have died 800 times already. Under her gaze, I weakly turned my head away. Atensi was rarely silent. I secretly thought it was bad. Once the child was quiet, he must be up to something. I lifted my skirt and was about to run. Suddenly, my leg couldn't be lifted due to a force. After taking a look down, I closed my eyes in despair. Yes. Yancy knelt down on one knee and hugged my thigh. Bad woman. Are you willing to see other improper things take advantage of me? Am I so useless? What's the use of your silence? It even makes my eyes often filled with tears. My heart is filled with all kinds of complex emotions. A flash of inspiration in my mind is immediately forgotten. Words come to my lips but I can't say them. All of a sudden, I'm completely broken. I'll ask you again. Do you want to dance with me? Me. Dare I say no? Does anyone believe me if I say I don't know him now? He immediately stood up and shook off the dust, ignoring the stunned Sunny. He smiled brightly. Joshua is so good. Let's go. Joshua. Giving you the movie star award is really not a waste. Yancey held his head high and pulled me into the round hall. On the way, he cleverly avoided Sunny's salty pig's hand that was trying to reach out. There was a retro long chandelier hanging on the top of the round hall. The orange-yellow light slanted down and shone on me and Yancey. The person in front of me had a smile on his lips and slightly bowed and extended his hand to me, just like a noble and aloof young master in the Republic of China. I asked Heaven's speechless lie. Such a good-looking guy. Why didn't he have a brain? Yancey gently put 3 round things in my arms. He said in a muffled voice, I just happened to meet the waiter delivering food, so I shamelessly asked for a few. I searched half of the venue before I found you. Eat quickly. Otherwise, they will melt. New house. My favorite liquor chocolate. I picked up one and put it in my mouth, biting open the slightly bitter outer layer of dark chocolate. The mellow alcohol under the sugar shell flowed down my tongue to my throat. So satisfying. The first time I ate was at Yancey's birthday party. He has been handsome since he was little. And at that time, I was chubby. No one played with me. I sat in the corner sullenly and shed tears. The little Yancey stuffed a chocolate in my hand and said arrogantly, Mom said I can eat 2 on my birthday. I'll give you one. Don't cry. Little chubby girl. After eating, I'll take you to cut the cake. With me around, no one dares to bully you. I have remembered the taste of that chocolate until now. The little Yancey and the Yancey in front of me overlapped. I couldn't help but smile with curved eyes. Seeing me happy, he became more and more pushy and directly buried his head in my shoulder nest. Feeling wronged and about to cry. You're still laughing. I almost lost my virginity. I carried plates for 2 hours to exchange for 3 chocolates. I just wanted to give them to you eagerly. As soon as I came in, that Sunny pestered me. She was dressed exactly like you and kept getting close to me. She also stuffed a note and asked me to go to room 8818 at night. He looked down at me. His eyes were wet like a big dog. Joshua. Men without a name or status are so pitiful outside. 10 Mimi and Wank I made up. And they slept together again at night. So did Yancey and I. He gently touched every place and then stopped at my ankle and bit it a little roughly. Next time if there are any Uncle Shang or Uncle Lee, it won't be like this. I giggled because of the itch. I stretched out my toes to kick him. I know. My ankle was held instead. I couldn't help but exclaim. Yancey kensed up all over. Another layer of dust fell from under the bed. This part of the content is slightly coated. 2 hours later, I was in a refreshed mood. When in a good mood, people tend to get carried away. Thinking of Yancey's pitiful look, I clicked on the editing interface of Weibo. Post it. He was stunned for a few seconds, and then jumped up happily without even wearing underwear. At 520. Yancey V. My wife finally gave me a status. Joshua V. The comments section was immediately flooded. Yancey poked on his phone. In my vision, sparks were flying everywhere. Falling in love with Sunny commented, I just said that the woman is not worthy of Yancey. It has to be my sister King. Yancey V. Why isn't she worthy? Her legs are longer than my life. Her face is whiter than yours when you've been dead for 3 days. Isn't she worthy of me? She can't not be worthy of me. As Vivid as Life commented, why on earth are you going crazy? You are a movie star. You are not allowed to go crazy. You said it was your younger brother who was going crazy. You say it quickly. Otherwise, I will go crazy. Yancey V. Because going crazy can make my wife look at me a few more times. It's me. It's me. It's me. Yancey. The super invincible handsome guy himself. Yancey's dad commented, Everyone who thinks it's fake, give it a thumbs up. YNCV, fake? Picture of Joshua and Lay's Pakima sleeping and being secretly kissed. JPG taken just now. Boat Trip commented, chase your wife all you want, but don't stick your stinky feet into my brother's hand. YNCV, remembered. Next time, I'll stick it in his mouth. Sweet in the entertainment industry commented, woo woo. Mom's big goose can finally steal the cabbage. Waiting for you to bring your child on a parenting variety show. YNCV, thanks. I still stole it last night. I really want to be on a parenting variety show. Wife pitiful lewd heart Joshua V. 11 The heat on WeIBO continued to ferment. I took a quick glance. There were mostly blessings. Originally, Yancy was not an idle root. Occasionally, those who spoke rudely were chased and silenced by him. Yancy fought tirelessly for 2 hours. It was not until the program team announced today's task that he put down his phone. Wondergo, you said that today is a warm and emotional session. He arranged for everyone to take a trip to the mountains. I scolded him for being a miser. Just strolling in the mountains, and he wanted to the masses. She cried, where do you think the money went? Didn't it all go to pay your husband's appearance fee? Yansai touched his nose. The mountains are quite nice. There are mushrooms to eat. Sunny, great. Travel in the mountains with brother. Zephyr, wandering in the mountains all day. Wouldn't it be very stinky? Yancy, be a human being. Leo Gardenia, looking at each other with starry eyes. It doesn't matter where we go. As soon as Yancy entered the mountains, he went crazy, digging everywhere like a dog having fun. I helplessly followed behind him, watching him fill his backpack full, and then handing him a new backpack. Sunny turned into a huge light bulb and followed behind us eagerly, picking up the mushrooms that Yancy dropped. Occasionally, when she wanted to have some physical contact with him, she was forced back by his screaming chicken state. Zephyr shouted in pain from 3 meters away from me, persuade your husband. If he runs again, it will really stink to death. We decided to eat the mushrooms we picked for lunch. Yancy said it was very good for strengthening the kidneys. Sunny said the mushrooms picked by Yancy must be very delicious. Zephyr said, can we not go in the afternoon? If we go again, it will be too stinky to bear. Leo Gardenia, it doesn't matter. Love can fill the stomach. So we found a farmhouse restaurant at random for processing. The boss brought plate after plate of mushrooms to the table. Fried, deep fried, stir fried, and boiled. The people of Yan'an really made mushrooms into various forms, with excellent color, aroma, and taste. Everyone ate with great enjoyment. I was severely sunburned and had no appetite. I just picked up a few mouthfuls symbolically. Yancy suddenly grabbed me. Baby, why is there a crocodile walking out of the back kitchen wearing an apron? The boss stood there holding the mushrooms. Stunned, I whispered to him that this was a small scene. Yancy just wanted to go crazy again. Sunny hugged the stool and kissed it vigorously. Husband. Husband. I'm wearing a black dress. I looked at her mountaineering clothes and fell into deep thought. Zephyr grabbed me. Please. I really don't want to eat feet. Me. Leo Gardenia, meeting you is my fate. Watching over you is my song. Dear. 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 I love you. Goodness. They started singing directly. Suddenly, it became lively. I was brushing my phone beside. However, after Yancy pointed at the empty seat for the 8th time and scolded. Zephyr. You bastard. If you provoke my wife again, I'll send you to be a eunuch. I finally realized something was wrong. Yes, poisoned. Everyone was poisoned by mushrooms. 3 ambulances came before all the people could be taken away. 12 Yancy was the one with the most unstable mental state. Sometimes he pulled me and asked if I remembered that he was the best with me when we were kids. Sometimes he compared with me who received the most love letters in middle school. I said I remembered. It must be him. In junior high and high school, he was the kind of handsome and bad boyish scholar that little girls loved the most. On average, there were 3 little girls blocking him on his way home every day. But he extended 3 fingers and shook his head back and forth in a no gesture. You received 1072 letters. I only received 998 letters. I laughed at him for not being able to count. At most, I only saw a fraction of this number of letters. He looked away guiltily. It's not that I took them away secretly. What are you looking at me for? Oh, I didn't throw away the flowers on your desk either. The snacks and breakfast on your desk were not eaten by me I took out a recording pen. Say it again? He suddenly stared at the door. The fierceness in his eyes made my heart tremble. He jumped down from the hospital bed, pulled me up, and was about to jump out of the window. Liu, you go quickly. People from the M78 Nebula are coming again. This mission is to save the galaxy. Maybe we will become a pair of ill-fated lovers across the universe. Hurry up and go. Sunny rushed over. Tiga. Please. Please take me with you. Yanfei kicked her away. Get lost. You big monkey. Me. Reasonably suspecting my own mental state. The doctor at the door heard the commotion and came over. He slightly shook his head, indicating that I should not stimulate him. As a doctor in the mushroom poisoning department, there were even people who threw feces at him. This was just a small scene. Awesome. I silently gave the doctor a thumbs up in my heart. Yancy suddenly jumped down from the window, tucked his non-existent hair behind his ear, and gave Zephyr 2 big slaps. He said, it's okay that you mess with my sister, but you actually mess with my husband. Now my mother-in-law insists on letting you enter the family and become my father-in-law. Fine. What should I do? What on earth do you want me to do? Zephyr covered his face and said hesitantly, they are all my closest friends. We also have had the closest relationships. Everyone cherishes me and loves me. I'm very touched. But please don't say things like who is the child's father anymore. I came to join this family, not to break it up. I have never felt so out of place with this world. 13 Yancy said he was going to the bathroom. When he came back, he suddenly became normal. I was afraid that this brief normalcy was just part of his abnormal state. I was vigilant and always kept a distance of 1 meter from him. Sure enough, the next second, he took out a box like showing off a treasure. This is the happy box produced by the happy tree on my home planet. Scan the code and open it to bind the world's largest pistachio. If you are not happy, you can get $100 refund. I looked at the doctor. He indicated that the patient's emotions were the most important. If I didn't go along with him, the consequences would be more serious. Okay. If I have to die, then so be it. I scanned 9.9 for him. Then I closed my eyes and opened the box. Even if it was a lump of poop, I would accept it. Who let me have decades of friendship with him? However, I only felt a small cold circle with a stone hanging on it. Before I could open my eyes, Yancy's breath suddenly enveloped me. The soft lips made me relax. It seems that it still live streaming? It doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. We have already announced our relationship. We are an open and above-board couple. Wait. Why did this guy stick his tongue in? Can this part of the stringy thing be broadcast? Won't it cause the program Teens Live broadcaster to be blocked? Forget it. Don't care. I just think too much and miss many such moments. 3 minutes later. Maybe 5 minutes. I was already a little short of oxygen. Yancy finally let me go. He put the small round ring on my hand. His smile reached the bottom of his eyes. Ms. Joshua, congratulations on successfully binding the pistachio. If there are times when you are not happy in the rest of your life, I accept any compensation requests. The small stone on my hand made me unable to open my eyes. The huge dizziness made me lean on Yancy's arms before I could barely stand still. Suddenly, pink bubbles emerged in the surrounding air. Probably I was also poisoned by mushrooms? I thought. 14 My wedding with Yancy was held 2 months later. I changed into my toast dress and went to find him. He was pulling Zephyr under a coconut tree and showing off nonstop. You are the stupidest. You ate a large plate of. It's delicious. But after being poisoned, your brain really goes bad. Yours wasn't good to begin with. Me? Of course I know. I only ate chicken for mushrooms and bowl tea mushrooms. As an ordinary little genius at identifying mushrooms. Would I overturn here? Oh, in the hospital room. You guys were really crazy. I was pretending to be crazy. So what if I was pretending? Without being crazy. How could I get a wife? Zephyr let out a long "oh." So you dare to deceive your wife like this? Joshua is so pitiful. Yancy, this is a deception full of kindness and love. Moreover, at home, I am the king. Am I afraid of her? Your Majesty. Why are you here? I grabbed Yancy's ear. Let you talk nonsense all day long. Let's go. Earn some money for changing our address. Epilogue. Yancy. Uncle Feng's daughter is the cutest kid I've ever seen. Her eyes are as big as grapes. Her mouth is as red as Mom's. Her nose is perky and chubby. I want to talk to her. But she is so timid. I'm afraid of scaring her. She also came to my birthday party. I privately asked Uncle Feng to make sure she comes. Otherwise, the cake won't be fragrant. She was crying all the time. I couldn't help looking at her. So annoying. There was no way. I had to take her to play together. Otherwise, someone would always disturb me. She ate my most precious chocolate. When she smiled, her eyes were curved. She was like the New Year's painting doll in front of Grandma's house. I really wanted to bite her cheek. But Mom only lets me eat to a year. I want her to be happy all the time. I have to remember this brand. I will buy a lot of it for her to eat in the future. What's after Noi? So annoying. I won't remember it. After copying a whole page, I finally remembered it. I asked the driver uncle to take me to the mall to buy it. But he said there was no place selling it here. It had to be transported from a very far place in 2 months. I still can't read calendars. I draw a heart on my notebook every day. After drawing 60 hearts, she can eat it. Joshua cried very sadly because her mother died. Her mother was very beautiful, and a very famous actress. There were many posters of her on Dad's room. Joshua said that people who once liked her mother very much were very angry when they knew her mother got married. Every day, someone sent wreaths to her house. Those are things for dead people. Her mother and father always quarreled. Dad said Mom was a vase. Mom said it would be better if she hadn't gotten married and there was no her. So Mom went to a place without her. Actually, I don't quite understand. I only know that Joshua doesn't have a mother anymore. I told her that I would replace Mom and always be by her side. But Joshua still cried so sadly. That day, I gave her a whole box of chocolates before I could coax her. Now I don't have enough stock. I have to ask Uncle to restock. Joshua became so strange when she grew up. She no longer liked to stick to me like when she was little. She didn't have many good friends around her. But if I ignored her for a few days, she wouldn't take the initiative to find me. I deliberately accepted other people's love letters in front of her. I clearly saw her eyes turn red. But she turned around and left without asking me. So annoying. She is so beautiful. Isn't she afraid of something bad happening? Now I can't see anyone else. Today, there was actually a young man giving her snacks. Damn it. Steal them all and eat them up. Really speechless. There were actually so many unopened letters in her drawer. This number is not less than what I received at all. I can't stand it anymore. I ordered a few younger brothers to spread rumors that I was in love with her. Sure enough, there were much fewer smelly men around her. As usual, I hooked my arm around her shoulder. But surprisingly, she ran away for the first time. The tip of her ear was red. The scores came out today. Joshua applied to the film academy. I did too. I have to be the best to protect her. Joshua participated in a remake of a movie. Falling Flowers. It was her mother's famous work. Maybe she wanted to prove something. The movie was released. At the press conference, her eyes were red. The remake of the movie was very successful. Joshua got a lot of resources. But she refused them all. There were some malicious directors. I severely punished them. She started to lie flat, and only took on some small programs that were hard to look at. Still with her usual indifferent look. I really miss the lively Joshua when she was little. She actually participated in a dating reality show? I had to go crazy directly? Huh? Joshua blushed when she saw me going crazy. Interesting. It has a bit of the feeling when we were little. I will continue to be crazy. I love to see her blushing. The agent told me to pay attention to my persona. Screw that. I worked so hard to get here. Isn't it just to do whatever I want? Joshua is so fun. I love to see her at a loss. I study every day on how to make her more at a loss. Not a pervert. That guy actually wanted to help Joshua put on shoes. I really want to stick my foot in his mouth. This green tea is not good enough. She can't even stimulate Joshua to be angry. God. Come to me and learn from me. Joshua admitted me. Smack down the haters. I have a legitimate reason now. They were poisoned by mushrooms. I was also poisoned by mushrooms. They were really poisoned. I was pretending. It was to gain Joshua's pity and propose to her. I was so distressed by her panicked look. I was so happy when she nodded. The Joshua in a wedding dress is so beautiful that it makes me want to cry. I must always make Joshua happy. Epilogues Fr. I am a loyal fan of Falling Flowers, and also a super diehard fan of the leading actress Kuling Yi. Beautiful and with great acting skills. Her strength is amazing. My dad is a fan of her. And I am still a fan of her in my generation. I decided that my wife must be like Sister Ling Yi. When I heard the news of the remake, I was so angry. No one could capture the original flavor. I angrily bought 100 pieces of negative dress and vowed to let this crappy movie rot in the soil. Unwilling to give up. I wanted to go to the shooting site to take a look. I was stunned when that girl smiled brightly in a white dress in the rice field. There was actually a 3-point resemblance to Sister Ling Yi. It must be that the sun was too strong on the road and I was dizzy from the heat. After work, she leaned against a big tree to rest. The sunlight filtered through the layers of leaves and shone on her. The original work of Falling Flowers was lazily covering her face. Holy and beautiful. She didn't even say a word. But subconsciously I didn't dare to touch her. Well, after observing for a day, I cancelled the 100 pieces of negative dress I bought. This girl is unfamiliar, but very hardworking and talented. She will become very popular. My family runs a small entertainment company and has signed half of the top celebrities in the entertainment industry. I can tell at a glance whether someone will become popular. Next time there is a chance. I must get to know her. I went to the premiere of Falling Flowers. That girl is actually Sister Ling Yi's daughter. No wonder she looks like her. Isn't this a buff? I couldn't help but tell her that the remake was really good. Sister Ling Yi's strength is obvious to all. She didn't let her mother down. Her eyes were red and she softly said thank you. She looked so fragile. Like a transparent porcelain doll that would break if touched. Help. A sense of protectiveness arose inexplicably. I want to invite her to dinner. Damn it. As soon as I approached her, my neck was so itchy. It felt like there were things crawling on me. I almost made a fool of myself. Damn it. Who put so many big cockroaches in my coat? Vicious bastard. Don't let me catch you. I was dragged to the dating reality show as a last-minute addition. 1 year ago you said there was a little milk dog and a noble young man. What was missing was someone like me with an uncle vibe. Nowadays, little girls all like uncles. You better have a good reason. I played a perverted little uncle. But I'm only 27 years old. Am I that uncle-like? Forget it. Anyway, staying at home is also staying. Someone actually threw high heels on the show. It must be that business rivals sent people to assassinate me. Was I sleeping, stupid? How could she be here? Over the years, I have been paying attention to her and have given a lot of resources to her agent. She has refused them all and never hyped herself up. She seems to have no intention of becoming popular at all. She is so cute. I can't help but want to tease her. I didn't check the almanac before going out today. Delete this day from my memory. Love, peace. She was deceived by that guy. He wasn't poisoned at all. I should have gone crazy too. It doesn't matter. Even if they get married, they can still get divorced. I am richer than that guy. She is so dazzling by his side. Forget it. Wish them a happy marriage for 100 years. If you are not happy, remember to come to me. I am a bit less handsome than that guy. But I am rich. I became a godfather. Joshua gave birth to a daughter. So cute and soft. She is the most beautiful baby I have ever seen. That guy is very cunning. But his genes are still undeniable. Cheerful and loves to smile. Has she noticed that she has changed a lot? She is less and less like her mother. That's great. Hope she gets better and better. By the way, I am richer than that guy. Woo woo.